Good morning, it's September 7th, and as you can see, they're doing tree work in front of my house. Trimming branches. All up and down the crescent, so we haven't been able to park in front of our house. That's what these signs are, no parking tollway zone. You can see they've got a big cherry picker up there. Not picking cherries though. They've been working all along here all week. Because was it even Friday maybe when I headed around the lake that they were working down at the other end of the crescent here. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, what they're clearing off, but it's very noisy, I can tell you that. Anyway, so it's a Wednesday. I apologize for not walking yesterday. I just was swamped and I tried to get unswamped. I had a lot of metadata, it's called, to enter for Shadowpaw Press books because I've got books, several books coming up. I have a distributor involved now, Alpine Book Peddlers, and they needed all my books in Book Manager, which is a database for independent bookstores, and they weren't all there, so I made sure they're all there. And that was a lot of data entry. It took me most of the day I spent on that. Plus a little work on a website that still has a long way to go for my ghostwriting business. Editing and publishing services as well, but ghostwriting, I'm reaching out. I would like to pick up, some ghostwriting work. Preferably, I'll be selective because I'm very busy, but if I could get some of that, it would certainly help pay the bills. So if you have a book that you'd like written and you have the money, contact me. Award-winning author, fiction, non-fiction, I can do it all. Or tell your friends. wordsbywillett.com or my regular website, edwardwillett.com, or email me at ewillett@gmail.com, or there's a million ways to get hold of me. Hello, Kirk in Vancouver, I presume that is. Yep. And someone else is there. Who else is there? I'll just look over here where it's darker. Oh, Ben. Hi, Ben. Doing well. It's a beautiful morning. Morning. It's supposed to be quite warm this afternoon, 34 I think, but it's very pleasant right now. We're kind of on the fringes of the big hot spell they're having in the western U.S. Supposed to cool off after this, I think, but it's going to be quite warm again today. Right now it's very pleasant because it cools off at night around here. It's rare to have a hot night. It's a dry climate, so there's not a squirrel. I just saw him, you wouldn't have. Anyway, so right now I'm headed to Brood Awakening, where I will do some more work. I have a proofreading job I've got to work on as well. Then I'm having lunch with another publisher at noon. Having coffee with another publisher tomorrow at Brood Awakening, so I may be doing this walk twice. Or maybe I'll walk somewhere else tomorrow and not stream that one, since I will have done it today. Then it'll be quite a while before I do the second part of this walk and head home. Should probably be much warmer by the time I do that. The other publishing news is that Shadowpaw Press Reprise has just signed a new author. Well, she's not a new author. Reprise does new editions of notable previously published work, and this is a notable book. It's called Dawn. And this phone may ring now several times because that was a spam call. Anyway, it came out in 2013. It's a historical novel set in Saskatchewan in 1906. Won the Willett Award for historical fiction, was a finalist for the Fiction Award at the Saskatchewan Book Awards that year. Anne Lazurko is the author, and she's actually from my old stomping grounds, the Weyburn area. So that's kind of cool. That won't be out till sometime in the new year. I've got several other reprise titles to get out first, plus my own writing to do, so I'm probably going to take a bit of a freeze on doing anything else, taking on anything else. Or at least if I do, it'll be pushed well off into the new year now. I've managed to cram something like 6 books in this summer publishing, which is nuts for a one-man operation, but somehow I've done it. Hello, Mary. Hi there. Right, Trinidad and Tobago, I remember. Because I just like saying that, Trinidad and Tobago. It's just fun to say. Tobago and Trinidad doesn't work as well. Trinidad and Tobago, definitely the best order of things. Always makes me think of Tabasco. Get some Tabasco in Trinidad and Tobago. Cargo touring, Trinidad and Tobago. It's nice being on this side of the street because this is a one-way, so you can always see if anybody's coming. You don't have to worry about whether you are obeying the traffic light or not, as long as you're careful. Normandy Heights, says the bus. Normandy Heights. Normandy Heights. Not a bus user myself. The only time I've been on a city bus has been for special events. I've never taken one just to get somewhere. So people ask me about the bus service and I don't really have an informed opinion on it. I just know it exists. As far as I know, it's decent. We'll go down here and walk through Central Park, I think. Not the Central Park, but our Central Park. There's condos over here. Again, this is usually called the transition area because it's a mixture of old residential properties and businesses, and some of the residential, what still looks like houses, are actually businesses, but there are still some houses in here as well. So it's supposed to be transitioning from residential to commercial, I guess, but it's been the transition area for the entire 3 decades I've lived in Regina, so it's not a fast transition. It hasn't really changed much all the years I've lived here. That one over there is an old house that's been expanded and is also a restaurant now. Or it's now a restaurant, I should say, called the Fireside Bistro. Morning. This thing always reminds me of a pig snout. I think it's ugly, that awning. But they didn't ask me, they just put it up. Usually when I'm walking on this street, I'm walking going the other way. So. For sale. Looks nice. There's a very old one here. It has a sign on it that says it's a doctor's office, but I don't know if it still is or not. Right up there, medical office. Dr. J. Joseph, family physician. But it's the sign is there, so I presume it's still a doctor's office, but I've never been in there. A lot of construction going on everywhere. Actually, there's a lot of equipment down at the end of the street there. I don't know what that is. More apartment buildings. This is an old apartment building here. I think it's even in my Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw book, but I can't remember the details. More interesting than that apartment building, which is there's a whole bunch of those around the city, and they're just boring. Boring, boring, boring. Same with this one. Boring, boring. Very, very boring. The tall one over there is the Prince Charles, but I don't think he's ever stayed there. This one at least is white, which sets it apart somewhat. Oh, squirrel. Now the one in the corner there has transitioned since I've been here, because it was a house when I first moved into this area. And now it's turned into I think it's a beauty parlor of some sort. There's the Prince Charles over there. You can see the sign. There was a sign saying they were going to build a condo here, but it's now been an empty lot for a very long time, and the sign is gone. When I first moved here, there was an old building here that was a restaurant, which was fairly popular, but it went away quite a while ago now. Of course, over there is where we have a condo in that building there. It's where we first lived when we were married, and we still own it. And here is Central Park, which we will now cut through to enjoy the flowers. Although the tall ones some may have already peaked. They had corn in here for a while, but I think people ate all the corn, or stole the corn, if that's exactly what you do to corn. Picked it anyway. I can smell it. It smells nice. And of course, this is the little monument to Mary Baker, who was Mary Bonnie Baker, who was a player in the All-American Girls Professional League. I started to say John, but that's not John. Jabrik, I think. Good morning. This is the center of Central Park. If we go this way, there's a rose garden over here. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. Here's one though. Perhaps past its peak as well. I think sometimes people steal the roses too, I don't know. Anyway, there's still some. Yeah, Jabrik. See, I couldn't really be sure until I got a dark background to the little white letters on my screen. More apartments over there. Tall building behind these lower ones in front. That's a bus stop. The reason there's that little monument to the ball player is that this has been a sports park for a very long time, and she used to play here in Central Park. She went off to play in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, a league of their own. Made famous in the movie of the same name. And funnily enough, Chautauqua Press is publishing a book called Thickwood, coming out in about a month now, which features a main character who's just back from playing in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. It's set in the post-Second World War Saskatchewan, up in the Thickwood Hills. And the main character grew up there, loves horses, wants to raise horses there, but her family lease is being swallowed by the PFRA pasture, community pasture. And so she's trying to figure out how to make that work. And meanwhile, she's also a baseball player and has come back from those adventures in the U.S. Watch out for the skateboarders. Apprenticeship Works, Saskatchewan. Those apartment buildings over there are some of the ones I like the looks of the most. These red brick ones here. I think this is some kind of health department building here to my left. Yeah, those ones look nice, and they have a well kept up Capel Apartments. But they're more, also old ones over there, but more boring. We're just a block from our destination. That's the back of the Sask Power Building, which has been under construction all this summer, and that's Blessed Sacrament Church there, and then the Hotel Saskatchewan, which is a Marriott these days, over there, where I'll be going for lunch. But first I'm going to the coffee shop to work. So if you position yourself just right here, you could take a picture of Blessed Sacrament and Hotel Saskatchewan, and nothing would be in it that wasn't here probably almost 100 years ago. Hotel's not quite 100 years old, I don't think. Might be. It's built in the 20s, but I don't remember the exact dates. That used to be the bus station. Then it wasn't, because the bus station, they got a brand new bus station, and now we don't even have provincial bus service anymore because it was losing money hand over fist, so it got closed down. There's some private bus lines, but it's not the same as it used to be. I used to enjoy taking the bus to Saskatoon because you can work on the bus. They had Wi-Fi even. Well, I could work on the bus until my natural propensity towards car sickness took hold. Then I'd have to stop, but I haven't taken the private one. Rider Express, it's called. So yeah, they're still working on this building. It's been a major renovation to it, going on for months now. And I think they took away the fountain that used to be in the front, and it's not coming back, somebody told me, which is too bad. I always liked that fountain. Gulf Steakhouse over there, long-running restaurant. And that's the Sask Energy building, I believe, is in that one. The gas company. Here's where I'm going, Hayward Tower, Brood Awakening. You can see down there in the bottom. So I will stop right here. Take a look up, way up. And I'll be back for part 2 later on. Bye for now. And good afternoon. It is still September the 7th. I'm downtown. Heading home, so we're still working on the Sask Power Building over there. It's quite warm and windy. So I was here in the Hotel Saskatchewan to my right, meeting someone for lunch and doing some work. I'm going to walk home. Now I'm going to do some more walking, but that's just to go mail something, so I won't bother live streaming that. So this will be a fairly short walk again. Two of them together will only be about 40 minutes, but I actually would have walked an hour because of the little side trips I'm doing that I'm not live streaming. So I was meeting with a fellow publisher. We were talking publisher things. It's always good to do. And I was doing some editing and publishing stuff myself, and emails and all that fun stuff. I've walked down Victoria Avenue quite a bit, so I'll walk over this way today. Or I guess I could just keep walking through the alley. Again, there's Victoria Park, the cenotaph there in the middle. I won't walk through the alley, I'll go this way. So I think that's the strangest name of any organization, Saskatchewan Seniors Mechanism. It seems like a very odd name. Canadian Red Cross is over here. Now, not the blood people anymore. There's Canadian Blood Services. Used to be the same, but they peeled off blood services from the Red Cross quite a while ago now. Anyway, here's the Red Cross building. So once I get home, I have to package up a book and then go mail it. And I have to go to the grocery store, but that's a short walk. I won't bother live streaming. Smith and Best Float Studio and General Store, whatever that means. Ooh, let's take the exciting walk through the not exactly underground, under building parking. Spookier at night. Well, spooky's too strong a word, but that building over there used to have APEGs in it, the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan. When I wrote their history book, that's where their office was. And I went there for a few meetings, but that was hard to believe. 2005, and here it is 2022, so quite a while ago now. Salvation Army over here has this kind of cool fountain right here, squirting away. I'll go down this way this time, I think. Lease, professional office. And this one is for sale. Also an office. Ooh. Could walk through the way between them there. Since they're both for sale, there's probably nobody here. So take a shortcut. Just to be different. Often alleys are more interesting than here we are, looking downtown again. City Hall there. Let's go through here. Used to be the YMCA there where I used to go to work out, and my daughter used to go for daycare. I think the daycare is still there, but it's not a Y anymore. I'm sure the pandemic didn't help. They were already having financial difficulties, and then the pandemic hit, and that kind of did them in. So that was the end of my 2-year period of regular weight training. I never picked it up again. I started walking instead, but I noticed that my arms are a lot flabbier than they were during those 2 years. So I need to work some sort of light weight in anyway, and I do have a couple of barbells, dumbbells. So I should make a point of doing that every day. Even a little bit makes a difference. A few reps, some curls, and all that kind of thing. It would make a difference. But I've thought that before. I haven't done it yet. Over there is Ripplinger's. That's a kind of art gallery and shop. He's also an author. Don't know anything about his books except they involve angels. And that's all I can say about them. One of the older apartment buildings. A really old one over there. Michael White Psychology Services. It's an old house. That's no longer a house. More old apartments. I think I walk down this particular street very often. That one I think is still a house. Go down by the condo building here to my left. This is one of the original condo buildings in this area, one of the first. And we actually visited this one when we were trying to decide whether to buy in the one we bought in, which was by the same developer. There's many similarities between this one and that one, right down to the color of the railing and the bricks and everything else. Just out into another alley, looking straight down at City Hall down there. People who walk in alleys are suspicious. Oh, wait a minute, I'm walking in an alley. Does that make me suspicious? Probably does. At least I'm not digging in the garbage. I'm just going to go this way because over here on my left is one of our favorite art galleries. Right here. It's actually an art gallery. Cineboy Gallery. I highly recommend it if you're interested in art and you're in Regina. We bought a few things there. There's their sign. We know the owners pretty well. Okay, there's the Fireside Bistro. So I've now overlapped where I was before. When I walked down. But I walked down that side, so I walk down this side. Actually, I'll go this way. Go down another block. Again, an old house that's now a law firm or something like that. Transition area, as I explained in the first part of the walk. Residential transitioning to business. There's a lot of these houses that aren't actually houses anymore. They were once upon a time. And some of them still are. It's hard to be sure which ones. Some are still houses. I wanted to come down here anyway and see what the heck they're doing down here. All these should be one-way roads that are now two-way with a U-turn at one end, which means I remember being in that house when it was a TV or a film company was in there, because I auditioned for it, shot a commercial. No, I don't think we shot it there, but we talked about it. It was a video of some sort about farming. Farm Credit Corporation, maybe? Some sort of training video? I remember playing a farmer. A long time ago now. Oh, they're resurfacing. Where are they? They already did the other side, so now they're doing this side, I guess. Regina Symphony Orchestra is in this old house, among other things. I don't know what else is in there. Well, they're on the sign, but I know it mainly for being where the symphony office is these days. They used to be in the Center of the Arts where they perform. And I like this old house, but it's also not a house anymore. It's a shame. I'd love to have a house like that. Royal Saskatchewan Museum is over there. House I know well. Used to belong to Morris and Jackie Shumiatcher, good friends of my wife's family, and I married into that. We had our wedding shower in this house. But alas, Jackie's gone now, and Morris died a few years ago, so end of an era there for sure. They were huge philanthropists. Their names are on a number of things around the city. Shumiatcher Theater. There's two Shumiatcher theaters, in fact. One at the Mackenzie Art Gallery and what they call the Shoebox, which is a black box theater space at the University of Regina. Well, looks like I missed this one about as badly as possible. I think that's working. Oh, there it goes. There we are on Albert Street again. Used to be the government telephone building, and now it's part of the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. They have a lot of labs and things in there. Counting down the other one. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then there's a bit of a delay, and then it'll change in our favor. There we go. This was the second Saskatchewan Government Telephones building, Sastel. Now it's something else as well. So we're to take a look at the flowers here. So them look past their prime now. They haven't frosted yet, but it is late in the year all the same. Maybe I'll walk down the alley here too, because I walk down the Crescent all the time. Whew. And it's warm, and I'm wearing a black shirt, or at least a dark gray shirt. I used to know the woman who lived in this location, but her house was torn down to build this one, which my wife and I weren't too thrilled about because we like that old house. But I know the people who live here too, so. Yeah, there used to be a beautiful backyard there. More interesting than what they've got now, but nothing lasts forever. Anyone can see. No, that's nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Interesting. Very paved behind that house. Lots of pavement. No grass to speak of. Oh, and it goes straight through. I don't remember it being like that before. This one's interesting. It looks like a tree house, but I guess that's their deck up there. And then here, of course, is the one they just tore down. It was a heritage property, but it's too far gone. So it got torn down. I'll go over to the Crescents now, just to stay on the pavement. It was weird to see an empty lot where there used to be a house that you walked by all the time, and now it's not there anymore. Davin School dead ahead of us. Looks like the tree trimmers are still at work down the alley, down the Crescent here. Glad when they're gone, so I can move my car back around in front of the house. Almost home. Oh, good. He's blowing up lots of dust that I have to walk through with my contacts. And I hate that. I can't tell if that's real grass or it almost looks like astroturf. It's probably real grass. This they're cleaning up here. Still have the no parking signs up. Can't move the car yet. It's parked on Metallic up here around the corner. All right, I will just gonna walk up a little further, make sure my car's still there. make sure there's no signs that say you can't park there anymore. I think that one's still okay. Here's what they've been doing, tearing things down. Oops. Sorry about that. So that's it. I will say goodbye and be back sometime.